I've made thousands of dollars with dropshipping on my stores, and today I'm gonna show you the single most powerful tool that I've been using for the past months, and that has helped me to generate thousands of dollars on multiple different stores. And it's basically an insane app that you should be using, and I'm gonna show you everything that you can do with this and why it's helped me so much and why it will help you too. So I would say let's not waste any time but get right into this. Now you probably know about Shopify dropshipping, and one of the most important things with dropshipping is, of course, you have your product and your marketing, but it is your store and website. Now this tool, gamma.app, is a tool I've used to basically create all of my website designs, and you can even do some AI image design, so you could do product photos with this, which I've been doing. You can design your website. Now you can also use it for a lot of other stuff like presentations, but that's not really what we are going to use it for. We are going to use it for making a website right here. Like here you can see the preview of what you can do, like documents, presentations, so basically a lot of different things. Now of course, in some cases you might even be able to use some of those. If you're, for example, selling a digital product on your online store, then you can create documents and presentations with this tool in literally seconds. And with that, of course, just sell these products infinite times on your store and then make money by that way. But I want to show you how the website building part works with Gamma. It's really an insane AI. I'm going to show this. Let's click on this right here so that we get to the website part. Now here I just clicked on the website part. Now of course for this you will have to log in, but it's free, so you can just do a simple Google login. And here is what you can do. You can, for example, upload a URL or a file you already have and then improve it with AI. So if you, for example, have an already designed Shopify theme and that is a bit customized, for example, you could download the zip URL on Shopify, which is really simple to do, and then import it here and basically use it. Or you could also just paste in the text. So if you have already burnt on a call with a designer or something and he has given you an outline, then you could use it here. But what we're going to use now is this generate thing, where you can basically just prompt it and it will completely build this from scratch. Now this is also recommended, so let's just click on this right now. And now you will see we can basically describe it. Of course we'll have to click web page here, since that's what we're doing in this video. So let's basically describe what we're going to do. I need a website selling, and right now it's, for example, summer, so we could sell a water gun. These are always popular in the summers. So let's just say I need a website for selling a water gun. Now this should be enough right now. Of course, if you're actually doing this, the more you can put into this prompt, the better it will be, because then the system will just know more of what kind of website you're looking for. But this is fine, as I said. So let's just generate the outline right now. I will do that right now, and you will see it will basically first of all do a little outline for the website. And as you can see, it made these different sections. Now you could even delete some sections if you don't like it. For example, I'm just going to leave it like that, but you could also add a card. So if you have your own idea you want to add, then you can add that too. And you can see we're barely using the total of those 20,000 characters in length. So you can add a lot here. Now for the themes, you can basically just select a theme that you could use. So there's a bunch of different options here. As you can see, I would say this probably works good with a water gun. So I will just use that for now. The Lunera, you can also just use whatever you think is good. And then for the content, let's say amount of text per card, we don't want it too detailed, but also not too little. So medium is perfect. And then image source, you can do AI. You could also just do image placeholders. So you can do the placeholders and then import your own images in there. Or you could say don't add images. You can put in AI images, animated GIFs. There's so many options here, and that's why I absolutely love Gamma. You can customize this in so many ways, and it's so easy to basically just build a web store. So let's just say AI images for the purpose of this, and then you can here choose an AI model, which is just the Flux model, and I've experience with this. This is just a decent model. So with that said, now we've basically selected all of this, and this took like 1 minute, as you could see. And now we would basically just generate right here, and it will generate the website for us. Now we can see in real time how it's creating the store. If you're looking at this, this is absolutely insane. You can see this is like a really custom store, and it's basically even has reviews. As I said, that's what they showed in the outline section too, right? And you can see how much it's adding. This is something you don't get in any of these other AI website services, which is why I would use Gamma app for this. And it's, as you can see, so simple to do this. I put such a little prompt in it and it knows exactly what to do. Now, as you can see here, we have some AI images. This is looking absolutely crazy, you know. This looks like a fully branded store. We could also add a logo, so this is all fully customizable, as I said. Now, you could also change the picture here and basically change a lot of different things. We have like an action gallery, so if you, for example, do a blog, you could also link it here. Then we have some reviews. You can obviously also edit everything. So if you want to change anything about the text, or like even about the images, or like these stars, whatever, you can change it. And we can even change the colors, so we're not limited to the colors that they basically showed us on the theme section. So if we want to go with the water theme, we could, for example, just use this dark blue and then light blue. In the beginning, I think this would work really well for this water gun. So I'm going to use that right now. So I could basically just change all of the text into that color like that. And you can see how simple it is to edit. So now I basically changed all of those captions and whatever it's called. I could also change the design of this whole card thing here. If I click on here and then basically look at the card color and then also the backdrop, you know. So there's a lot of things we can change here. You can also just change the theme and everything. You can use new images, but we'll just leave this all like this for now because it's not too bad. Maybe change this section's background color to just fit the theme like this. And then we could of course also delete this photo, for example. If I just click delete and then just add another image, also add your own image, but let's just leave that like this right now. Now we could even add like charts and stuff, so there's really unlimited options. You can add a video recording, so obviously you don't need to use it only for Shopify. There's a bunch of options, so whenever you need a website, use Gamma app. This is the only tool I've been using lately, and once you're like you're done with like the whole design, you can go on publish here and you can basically already publish a site, and you can see how little time this has taken. So if we go on view here, our website is live now. As simple as that. Now we of course would need to do some back-end stuff to connect the store, but still the website is already live at a link and we can look at it. You won't get to design a website like this as fast as possible like this in any other space. Now of course you can also change your own custom domain right here and basically do a bunch of editing to it. Let's just go on to home real quick, and now you can see I'm in the dashboard, and here you basically also have everything you need. Here you basically have your generations. Then you can also look at the live sites. So we already published this. AI images that you created. Here we have a bunch that was created for a store, and then like templates, inspiration, themes. And you can here import the theme from existing stuff. So there's a bunch of options, and you even have immediate support in here, which I also really like, because if you have a question, you'll get an immediate answer. So a really cool tool. Now I will link a link down below to Gamma so you can try it out and even get a discount. As I said, the best thing you can use for your Shopify store, or also if you need a website for anything else. And as I said, I've been using this already before to build my websites for my store, and it's just a huge time saver. And especially if you're testing products, you don't want to spend too much time on building your store. You can basically just generate it here, and once you've found a good prompt, just reuse it for new products and just quickly create stores and get them up and running. So as I said, the link is down below. I can only recommend you guys to check that out. because it's the best service out there, and I'm not the only one saying this. There's like 15 million users on Gamma app, so just basically check it out in the link below. You can look for yourself and get an understanding of how good this tool is, and then you will just thank me later. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's a bunch of stuff you can try out on Gamma, so check that out as I said, and make sure to like and subscribe. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.